actually, you know what, like I'm doing the edit right now, I'm putting this thing together, and like I gotta say, like this whole thing makes me fucking sick. This is making me sick.
And the academics and Charlemagne conversation, honestly, is that our favorite artists and podcasters and media personalities are being used as puppets in the fucking online or real space gambling wars that are happening.
For years, man.
That's
what it all boils down
to. And then
to.
they're weaponizing fan bases to pick a side when the ultimate goal is we want to build a fucking casino in Times Square.
For the better part of the last 2 years, it seems like everywhere Drake turns, there's another battle waiting for him. Kendrick Lamar beef, the fallout with Universal, lawsuits, gambling allegations, streaming manipulation allegations, and now even people surrounding Drake are somehow finding themselves pulled into legal battles and strange headlines. At first glance, all of these situations seem completely separate, but YouTube creator What's the Dirt just released a documentary asking a much darker question. What if they're not? Because once you start following these lawyers, the companies, and the relationships behind some of these stories, a familiar name continues to pop up in the background: Roc Nation. Now, does that mean Jay-Z is sitting somewhere stroking a hairless cat while plotting Drake's destruction? Probably not. But What's the Dirt uncovered enough strange connections that simply calling all of this a coincidence doesn't feel nearly as easy as it did before. Because somewhere between lawsuits against Stake, lawyers connected to Reed Smith, Roc Nation's relationship with Reform Alliance, and academics being questioned about Drake in a case that seemingly had nothing to do with him, this rabbit hole gets deep. So today we're going through what What's the Dirt found, and what can actually be proven, and what might just be one hell of a conspiracy theory.
So basically, a tiny firm that had never touched PR Newswire suddenly used the exact same paid platform Roc Nation lives on to run a national smear on Drake, using lawyers who came out of the exact same law firm that Roc Nation uses, representing plaintiffs who benefited from Roc Nation's probation laws, many of them blood relatives, in a gambling lawsuit that's somehow really about the authenticity of Drake's streams and music executives getting talked about. Again, I'll leave this information with you.
So What's the Dirt basically lays out a case that all these attacks around Drake might not be as random as they look. He goes through Stake lawsuits, then traces some of the attorneys back to Reed Smith, a law firm that also worked with Reform Alliance and Roc Nation. Then there's academics, who says lawyers were questioning him about Drake and Nicki Minaj during the deposition for a completely different case.
You have promoted many of the bigger...
Watch. By the way, yo, Meg, you got a rookie for this. Look, I said Meg Thee Stallion. She realized how it's going to look in print, and they're like, oh my God, let's try to get some other names in there. Watch this.
The biggest artists on the scene?
Here we go.
Yes.
Okay, so that would include, like, you know, other big rappers in the same arena. So like Drake, Nicki Minaj.
Stop it! Oh, cause I said Meg and them done did the deed. You say, but haven't you done the same with Meg, with Drake and Nicki? Huh?
Now, you could probably argue that this is just Megan's legal team and it has nothing to do with Roc Nation, and on paper, maybe. But the problem is the legal team accidentally shared their own screen and their own internal chat, and sitting right there for everyone to see was one name, Desiree Perez is the CEO of Roc Nation.
And this is where I realized we got you. Y'all are liars. Tell Des.
So just think about it. Roc Nation's legal team deposed academics for a defamation case about a blogger and spent hours asking them about Stake, Drake, and George, the exact three names that would soon sit at the dead center of two gambling lawsuits that hadn't even been filed yet. They were even trying to link Drake to George in his deposition and asking questions about it.
The person who runs the Grand Wizard account has ever been associated with an account called OVO Brand $? Because OVO is Drake's record label, right? Did he give you any indication whether or not there was truth to him communicating with the individual who runs the Grand Wizard chat account?
He also gets into those strange websites and negative stories targeting people in Drake's orbit, including Larry Jackson, and questions who was actually behind them. But the most interesting part might be what happened after the documentary dropped, because people who normally would have laughed this off as another internet conspiracy were actually talking about it. Even the Joe Budden podcast spoke about the documentary, and considering Joe never been exactly shy about criticizing Drake, his reaction caught my attention. But then things got even weirder, While DJ Academics was live covering Rock Nation, police suddenly showed up at his house after somebody allegedly made a false call claiming multiple people had been shot inside.
You heard, okay?
Reveal it on TV.
You heard it here first.
Heard it here first. Let's go.
Well, you need to block that somebody, right? Okay, because Rock Nation, who I work for, allegedly, replied to that commentary by posting in their story, album done, right? They don't care about having credibility. They just care about attention. They just care about being acknowledged. But I'm here to tell you, that's not sustainable, okay?
Slaughter says.
He enjoyed Flacco's YouTube channel, which I've told him multiple times it's irresponsible. Like this lie telling about Mustard. That's a bad lie. I'll watch him.
A little psyop sent by the ops. Gotta respect it. You can't clown Desiree Perez for getting a stalker and not expect the police to show up to think that you shot 10 people in the crib. So it is what it is. I'm back. Chat, it's, nasty warfare, It's a little nasty warfare. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Nobody knows who made that call. There's no proof that Rock Nation had anything to do with it. But Academics is sitting there covering this exact topic and suddenly gets swatted. Now that timing is fucking crazy. But Academics wasn't the only one reacting to all of this. Listen to what the Joe Budden podcast had to say about the documentary.
Well, I was gonna ask y'all, did y'all see what the Dirt video that went up? But he started breaking down, like looking into who the individuals were, and it's like this person was dating this person. They lived in the same house here. They were locked up together here. Like there was a more connection that usually doesn't exist in a class action lawsuit. Then he started connecting the lawyers behind it, which is the lawyers that had a tie to the company that Rock Nation uses. There's a lot of behind the scenes dot connected that.
You know what I get from this and the Academics and Charlemagne conversation, honestly, is that our favorite artists and podcasters and media personalities are being used as puppets in the fucking online or real space gambling wars that
For years, man. For years, man. That's what it all boils down
to.
to.
And then they're weaponizing fan bases to pick a side when the ultimate goal is we want to build a fucking casino in Times Square.
The problem is, even if a nigga ain't bugging, it's really hard to throw rocks at the sun. You can't throw it at all. Meaning that, you know what that means. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't go against the empire that the niggas have built and shit like that. It's hard. So sometimes you look like just the lone man on the island, and these things are put in position to make you look bugged out. Mm-hmm. So now with the new creators, what they're doing, all that's gonna happen is that, shout out to What's the Dirt, all that's gonna happen is that nigga may get flagged. It's a lot of shit that come with that. They
flagged him the second the video went up.
Yeah,
so you got to go in and change out some shit.
It's a lot of power at play, and even though we deny it, some of us are in this entertainment field where you don't want to, you tippy toe around certain subjects because there's a lot of ramifications behind it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless you have the money to play with them, unless you're in the best position. Drake has the money, and they have them. Whatever they're doing, they can do it. But the people that speak on it, it's really something. It's really a campaign going around to silence people. And I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I don't believe in that. I've just watched what's being presented to me.
And that right there is why this whole story has people talking. You don't have to believe that Jay-Z is sitting in a Rock Nation headquarters with pictures of Drake connecting red strings. A lot of what the documentary presents is still theory, but some of the connections he uncovered are real. And when enough strange connections start adding up, people are naturally going to start asking questions. Maybe some of these dots were never meant to be connected, or maybe we just watched the greatest episode of Hip Hop Law and Order. Either way, I don't think we've heard the last of this story. I'm Mr. Whispers. Peace.
Lord Hova, King of the North. I'm afraid what's the dirt exposed. The nation of rock.
The nation of the rock has sent their soldiers. I know, Lord Dirt, we must keep pushing.
Look, my lord. They're over there.
I think we're cooked! It's been real, brother! Look!
The jig is up. It's funny you said you would shed a tear if I died. Never thought you'll be the one to try to end me. Don DeMarco!